It's Tuesday. That means it's time for Eric's Little Heroes. What are they up to this week?
This might be the edgiest sport that the Little Heroes have ever tackled. You brace yourself, Mary. For a few years now, the Rat City Roller Girls have been keeping the roller derby dream alive here in Seattle. And would you believe there is now a sort of roller derby little league? It's true. They're called Tootsie Rollers, and they're this week's episode of the Little Heroes.
The Rat City Roller Girls, fishnets, knee pads, tattoos, and sneers. They ride on the fringe, where sport meets theater, where leather meets lace, where an elbow to the chops is derby speak for, excuse me, please. Watching closely is the next generation, the Derby Brats as they are known. Right before halftime, the Brats line up, the Orange Crush and the Turquoise Terrors. All funky socks, crazy dresses, and nervous energy on wheels. And when the big girls head for the locker rooms, the kids give them some skin. Then they switch from little girls to snarly derby queens, and the spotlight is all their own. In this game, there are only two things you must never, ever forget. Number one,
it doesn't matter how many times you fall down, it's how fast you get up.
And number two,
the floor is really hard.
There are blockers and there are jammers. The jammer gets a point for every opposing blocker she passes. Watch little Lollipopper. Look at her shred her way through the blocker. She waits, breaks to the outside, and bolts for glory. Look at her go. Arms chugging, legs churning, wheels on fire. But next time around, the Orange Crush are ready to rumble. Freeze the video. Lollipopper is going to break through this three-woman wall of meanness, but Sweetie Sanguinator is going to slide to the outside and knock her into next week. Lolly pops through, and then Lolly gets her pop dropped, and then again. Bodies skid across the derby floor. First one, jammer crashes and burns, then another does the same. But the biggest crash of them all happens in the good game line. Now that's a tough sport. How tough, you ask?
I lost my tooth during the bout.
Lost your tooth? Which tooth?
This one.
There it is, gang. This week's episode of